Hey guys, Bryce here with Money Coach Sites, and in this video I'm going to walk you through from start to finish how to set up and customize the Option One template of the Money Coach Sites templates. And so in case you're wondering which one that is, let me visit the site really quick. It's the one that looks like this. So when you first sign up for an account, log in, enter your payment details, and all of that, you will be directed to this login screen. First thing you want to do is come in here, watch this getting started video, go ahead and book a call if you would like to get some support. Maybe it's just a 20-minute call. I suggest you book it a week out so that you can try to work on your website and then have good questions to ask on that call. Watch the tutorials, you're probably already watching it, and then join the Facebook group to get support there as well. So let's get started here. So the first thing that you want to do when you come into the dashboard is go down here to where it says Site Appearance, and we're going to customize some kind of presets. So go to the Customize tab there. This is going to be where you're going to be able to change some of your base colors and logos and such. So all right, so you'll go over here to where it says Layout and Header, Site Identity, and this is where you can change your logo. So all you would have to do is click here and set a different logo. So you can upload a file, and the suggested image dimensions are 180 by 60 pixels, or you can go to your media library and select one from there if you've already uploaded something. So I'm going to leave it as is. In this tutorial, I'm not going to actually be making too many changes. I'm just going to be showing you where you can make them and how to make them. Then once you get your logo in there, if it's not sized right, all you need to do is come over to this slider and just adjust it until, let's see, should be working here. Okay, I guess that was the maximum size, but you can adjust the width of your logo, which will really adjust the size and stuff. So I think I had this set to 250, so I'll leave it like that. And then here you can change your site title. This site title is what you set up when you started when you signed up, so you probably won't want to change it, but if I wanted to make it a little bit prettier, I can set it like this. And then if you didn't have a logo, you can display that site title instead of the logo. So that's an option too. So you see it would come up right there up in this area, but we won't do that. Then you can add a tagline. Your tagline could be something like a catchy phrase or a slogan that you might have, or it could be the city that you're from, something like that. This is the site icon is if you see, like if you go to Google, if you see this, one second, if you see this little, it's called a favicon or favicon, something. This is the site icon it's talking about. So if you upload a square image into here, so let's just do a square image here, with a transparent background preferably, then just click crop image. Then you'll see when I hit publish here that this will change up here, or it should change. Well, at least when you go to the website, it'll be up there, that favicon. So don't worry, it'll be there. So that's where you update that. Anytime you make changes in here, then just please press publish to make them go live, or don't press publish if you don't want them to go live. Then in your primary header, you shouldn't need to change anything in here really. Come down here to footer. If you want to, you can come into here where it says footer bar, and what you'll be able to do is you can change. You see that this has a top border. It's just a little line. It's a gray line. You can change that color, or you can remove that if you want. Down here, this says powered by Money Coach Sites. If you don't want that to be there, then you can simply come in here and erase it. If you want to give me free advertising, then leave it on there. I don't really care either way. If you want to put your site title by the copyright maybe put your business in there for the copyright, and the current year is fine. You could add a couple different things here. If you have a privacy policy, then you can add that in here as well too. I'll show you that either in this video if I get to it, or another one. Then when you get to colors and backgrounds, you'll really want to focus on making sure that these colors match your branding, because they're related to some of the stuff on the website. So for instance, if I wanted for whatever reason, the color to be this red, then I would change anywhere that it has the blue, which is the primary color of this website as it stands. I would change it to red, and you can start seeing stuff change in here. And this is just some of the basic stuff, so it won't change everywhere. Like all of this stuff is going to be changed in the actual website editor, but you can change some of it. And then the footer bar down here, as you can see, if there was a link in here, it would show up as this color, so let's make it the color that we're changing it to. And you can hit publish on that, and that will make those changes that go into effect. And then if you wanted to change the font and stuff of some of this material, it won't all change again, but like the stuff in the header, and especially the stuff in the header and the footer, is directly tied to this stuff. So if you wanted to change some of those defaults, you can change them in here. So you can go in here, and I believe these are all Google fonts. So look up Google fonts, and you can see which ones you like and set it that way. But the ones I have it set to is pretty good for readability and such. Those are just different sizes of the headings and stuff. You can change those if you want. Alright, and then you go over here to buttons, and there's more colors to change. Basically, you're able to change all of this stuff, but the stuff that I'm showing you here that you actually want to change at a minimum is just the colors and the logo, basically. And then the menu, if you want different menu items. So right now you see that it has these 5 pages on this menu. If you wanted to add a page, then you can press right here where it says add items, and then you can create a new page here. Just add a new page, and then just put new page or whatever you want to put, and that'll actually create a new page. And then when I hit publish, you'll see over here it pops up a new page, and that's added to that menu since that's where I have it. You can reorder these menu items if you'd like, just by dragging and dropping. Pretty simple. And so let's go. But again, if you're just sticking to the template, you don't need to add a new page. Don't need that. Homepage settings. So if you wanted to change the page that your homepage, like when someone types in your URL, so if someone types in, for me, moneycoachsites.com, if I wanted to change it from my home screen to be a different one, then I would just set it here in the homepage, set it to a different one. But we don't want to do that. Okay. So once you've made those changes, then you're ready to start editing the actual pages themselves. And so I'll show you how to do that next. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go over here to the site title and visit the site. And now we want to go to start. We'll just start on the home page, and I'll show you how to edit everything on the home page. So edit with MCS Easy Builder. Takes a little while for the page builder to load sometimes, so you just have to be a little bit patient here. Alright, it's doing its thing. Okay, and so here we are in the actual page builder itself. If you ever see duplicate content like this, so for instance, we see these 3 columns repeating themselves here. The reason that happens is because sometimes it's easier to make things mobile responsive if you go in and make a duplicate copy of the section, and then hide one section on mobile and hide the other one on desktop. So if you want to know what I mean here, if you go over here to this section, you highlight it, and you go over to advanced, down to responsive, you'll see that it's hidden on mobile. And then if you go to this one, you do the same thing, then you'll see that this one's hidden on tablet and desktop. So really on the actual front end of your website, you're only going to see this part on the browser, on the desktop browser, and then this part on a phone, which will be stacked. But the page builder allows you to edit both from the same spot. So don't be alarmed at that, but just know that you might have to make some changes twice and stuff. But let's get into this. So again, and just by rule, the way that I set pages up, if you see duplicate content, the top one will be for the desktop site and the bottom one will be for the mobile site. Okay, so here we have this one right here is for the desktop site. So if you wanted to come in here and change this text, all you have to do is click on this edit, come over here, and you could just highlight and change this text. So most text elements are all the same. You could do that, and a lot of them you could actually just click right on it. So let me change this. Okay, if you want to change this, this is like a fancy text item. It's a fancy text heading, I guess is what it's called, the element. So if you want to change its content, then you go over here and you can start changing these. So we can make it to make a change, and then so after it goes through that one, the next one it'll go to is going to be make a change. Okay, and then every time you make changes that you want saved, make sure you click update. If you fail to update and something happens to your internet connection, you will lose your changes, so it's a good idea to update often. Here in this text, again, it's just click, and since it's white, it's a little touchy. Since it's white, you should go over here, and then you can change it over here. You supply the motivation. So this one's a little bit touchy, but basically it's always best to make the changes actually in this side panel when possible. Sometimes we get to tricky things where it's a little bit harder to see, but you'll get the hang of it, and it does work. So don't worry about it. If you want to change this background here, then click on this section, go over here to where it says style, and then this is the image. If you click on it, then you'll be able to either use one from your media files or upload a file, and just make sure that you have a file that has the right size. And so essentially, if you just start with a kind of a wider photo for something like this, because it's going to cover the whole the whole desktop, then start with a photo, and then you can play around with some of these settings right here in the position. So for instance, if I change that position, you'll see the photo will change and everything. So you might have to play around with your photo to get it to match up right. Okay, and then again, text, click here. If you click on these, this is an element where you come over here to change the icon, and then right here to change the title. Okay, same thing here. It's another text element. It's just clicking and changing right here. So changes there. Same thing here. Click and change. If you want to change the, let's see, I forgot to show you one thing here. So if you want to change the color of this background overlay, so whatever picture you have, it's going to start out with this kind of a blue overlay. If you go over here to where it has this picture, this settings, go over here to where it has background overlay, and you can change this to whatever color you want. So if you wanted a green overlay, you can use that, black overlay, gray overlay, whatever looks best, for you and your brand. So that's something that you're going to find useful. Over here, to change the color of this, click on this column site and change the color down here in style. And that's the same thing for all of these ones. And of course, you could also change the color of the text and everything using the style tab as well. Text color right here. So if you wanted it to be black, you can change it to black. All right. Let's see, same thing here. Change the color of this text easily with the style. Change the text, it's just, there you go. It's just as easy as clicking and erasing and starting again. For buttons, You can change the link that they go to. So if I wanted this one to go to facebook.com, I just put, actually you should put HTTPS in front of it usually, because it just seems to like it better that way. And then let's update those changes. So again, here, if I just wanted to change the background overlay, then I go to Style, click on the section, go to Style, go down to Background Overlay, and then change it to what you want. So as you go on, you'll get more used to this, but again, Style, change this text color. So it's really easy to customize these things. Your name here, so if I put Bryce, then it'll come out in that script. If I wanted to change the actual font there, then you go over here into typography and you can change the font to whatever you want it to be. Okay, same thing again, like this is duplicate content. It's because this is for desktop, this is for mobile. So change the color of this by clicking on that section and coming down here. You can change it to whatever you want. When you have all your changes done for this page, click update, and then we will go on to the next page. Okay, all right, so then we're gonna go back into the dashboard and see here. Does it save? There we go. You might have to refresh it to see your changes and stuff, but all right, so we'll go over to the About, and once again, edit with MCS Easy Builder, and then patiently wait for our page builder to launch. Okay, and here we are. So this heading, this title can be changed really easy. Once again, up here section, you can change the style, which can change the photo to whatever you have in here, or you could upload a photo. The overlay is once again in here, background overlay, change it to what you would like. Change this title. Everything is just point, click, and change. I just want to show you, I just kind of want to cover everything so that I can make sure that this really is easy enough for you to just follow along and see where I'm making these changes. So anytime you see an element, if you see this little pencil, that's where you can go and make the edits. So this whole thing right here, all of this is all connected. It's all an element. So if I want to go in and edit this, I click on the edit, and I go over here to the timeline items. So in content is my first tab. So first thing I want to do is I go in here and change dates, so maybe this is January 2nd 2000, I don't know, not 200, that would be an old person, really old person. Okay, so and then you can see that over here that'll change. You can delete items if you want, and it'll just push them back to the next available one. And then let's see, so you go over here into style, and this will allow you to start editing kind of what colors we have here. So go to timeline items, and then you can see you just start filling in these tabs where the colors are existing, and just change them to what you want it to be. So we changed the heading title, but we still need to change kind of this bar here. So if we wanted that to change, and then we might need to go over and find it. So that's just for timeline items. So we're looking for the connector, and so the connector, when it's focused, it's on this blue, and we want it to be maybe a green. And then now you see that that's green. So that's how you change that stuff. This is just, again, normal text like we've been working on. This is a text editor box, so you can write whatever you want in here, and it's just like a normal editor. And down here, these quotes can be changed by style. You can change them to whatever color. Again, this is just a text box. The background for this can be changed here in this style tab. That's right here. Let's see. These are the same text elements. So we've already been over that enough. This can be changed style. See, once you get the hang of where these things are coming from, so it looks like actually this style, let's see, the background for this one actually might be in this column setting. So, you know, if you look in the section setting and you look in style and there's nothing there, if you go over to the column, then you might be able to find it in there, which is the case here. So, okay, and then we're going to update those changes. And then we're going to go back to our website and we're going to refresh that. And there you have your changes, and those are live once again. Okay, let's go over to coaching. We're almost done here, just 3 more tabs. Edit with MCS Easy Builder. Okay, schedule your session. So maybe you wanted to say book a call or something. I should mention, anywhere in this website, if you don't want something, you know, for instance, if you don't want pricing tables, you can just click on this little X right here and it'll take that off the website. So it's really easy to take stuff off that you don't like. I should have mentioned that earlier, but this thing is the same. It's the same as always. Style, change the image, change the background overlay. Coaching options, we've been over stuff like that. This is what's called a pricing table. So if we click on this, there's going to be a ton of options in here. So first of all, we start with the content, right? So in the heading, we can change this. So change, you know, package, title, or whatever. You don't have to put pricing tables if you don't want. Quick description, so describe it. Pricing, so here is where you can actually write the price. So if it's like $200, then you write 200 in there, and then under the currency symbol you put the $sign. So really easy, and you can change it from a raised $sign to a normal one if you want. See the content here, so you would add your features in here. So click on the feature, so change this, and then you can change the, if you don't want it to be a check mark, you can make it whatever you want out of these icons. So maybe you wanted it to be a circle or something. You can take away features, you can duplicate features, whatever you would like to do. The call to action, you see this button right here. You can change the text of that button, you can change the link of that button. So this link right here is actually taking us down to this section right here. It's called a menu anchor. You can add a ribbon. See how these ones have popular and best value? You can add that ribbon if you'd like. So you just put, you know, corner ribbon, or you can add a circular ribbon, or a flag ribbon. So all sorts of stuff you can do there. And helpful information, that's just, yeah, don't worry about that. That's just some instructions. So under style, this is where you get to start changing colors. So you could change the heading there. You could change the pricing here. You could change the color of the pricing and the background of it. You know, it's everything is customizable, and so there's a lot of options. But if you just take it one thing at a time, then it becomes pretty easy. Look for the colors that are already pre-filled if you just want to change things really simple and fast to your brand. Here we have the online scheduler. So if you don't have an online scheduler, just click X on that, and simple as that. And you can change these buttons to be like a call, or take them to the contact form, or whatever you want. But if you do have a contact form, all this is it's called an HTML widget. So if you go over to the widgets, there's one in here that's called HTML, and it's right here. And so if I just drag this over, and I'll put it right under. So I just put that widget right under, right? So I thought I did. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I don't know where I put that widget, but let's try it again. So I'm gonna put that widget down here. Okay, so now you see this widget here. If I click on this, I could put any code in here that I want. So if a third-party website provides an embed code, then you just copy that and paste it in here. So it's really easy. Acuity will have one. Calendly will have one. I'll have a video on how to do this, how to find it from their pages. eventually, but for right now, if you have one of these schedulers, go to their website and look for an embed code. And really any of the tools that you use that you want to share with clients, if you go look on the websites of those places and you ask if they have a website embed code, like an iframe code, a HTML code, something like that, then you'll just be able to go in there, copy, and this will be from a different website, obviously. But let's delete this, and I'll show you how it works. So let's just delete this whole section. So again, you go in here, just paste it right in here, and then you'll see it's going to pop up perfectly. It's just going to show up right inside of your website. So you can do that with a lot of different things. Wherever people give you codes to put in, or anybody that provides an embed code, you can put those in your website straight in here in the HTML code widget. So kind of cool. Okay, that's good for that page. Let's get back to our website. Refresh to see your changes. And let's go to frequently asked questions. We're getting closer. Stick with me. Okay, frequently asked questions. Edit with MCS Easy Builder. Patiently wait for our page builder to launch. Okay, and here you can change the title, you can change the style of it, change the size of it, you can change anything you want on that. And then, as you can see, this is one widget, and down here we have another widget. This widget is called an accordion widget, and it's where you would enter in your frequently asked questions. So if you had a different frequently asked questions, you just go down here to add item, and then you would change the title. So what's your question? And then in here you would change the answer. So you'd put, this is my answer. Okay, and then it's as simple as that. And then you have more frequently asked questions to add to this list. I put some starters in there if you wanted to just fill out the answers for those, and all you need to do is come in here, and where I put this is where you would provide the answer. You just highlight over that and actually provide the answer in there. So really cool. Cool little tool, because then when people are on your website, then they're able to just go in here and really quickly see maybe any of the questions that they might have already answered for them, making things easier for them and for you. This page is pretty simple. If you have, let's see, still have questions, you can just edit that like a regular title. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think about this. This is a contact form. And so this contact form, the way that it's actually set up is in the back end of the website. And so this is just kind of a way to style the form. So if you click on this, you can't actually change these fields from this particular screen. I'll show you later in another video. I'll show you where you can actually change your contact forms. But for now, this is how you do the styling. So you'd go in here and you click on, let's see, actually this one's a little weird, but you go to content, and then if you wanted the fields to have a different background color, you can change that to whatever you want. If you want the label color within the fields to be different, you can change that here as well. Or sorry, that would be the placeholder text for these ones. And you can change border color. You can change the way that the fields look. If there was any checkboxes, you could change that. The submit button, you can change the color of it to match whatever you want. And then you can change when they get a success message or an error message, you can change what color those come up as well. Ready? So that's pretty much how you would change everything on the frequently asked questions page. And then let's go to the contact page and wrap this up. I'm going to do a separate video on the contact forms, because it's a little bit more. It's not hard. It's just a little bit different and a little bit more complex than what we're dealing with right here. So I'll do a separate video for that you could just go look up. It'll just be called something like how to edit contact forms or configure your contact forms or something like that. Edit your section. You can change the style here, change the photo, change the background, overlay, change this text here. You can change this just like we've been changing text. As you can see, a lot of these are just text elements. Here we have one. This is an icon list. So you can come in here, click on the element, come over here. You can add more to this list if you wanted to. You can remove from this list. As you can see, there's two different versions. One of them is a mobile, one of them is a desktop. And so, or sorry, this would be the desktop, this would be the mobile, like we went over at the beginning. So come in here, you can click on it, and you can change the icon if you wanted to, and you can change the text. So it's just as simple as that. Come over here to these social icons, and you can change those links. So you would put in your Facebook link here, your Instagram link there. You could add different social icons. So if you wanted to add, what are we missing here? Maybe Twitter, I guess. So if you wanted to add Twitter, you could put that there. And really easy to make more of those and to delete them. So if you don't have YouTube, just click off the YouTube. Again, this is the same way to style as we did the last one. When you do have contact forms set up, you can change what this contact form is just by coming in here. And if you have more than the one that I set up for you, then you'll be able to select it from here. So again, if you just wanted to change the submit button to match your branding, then you just come in here and put whatever it is. Over here, let's see, we know how to change that. Here's a button. If you go over to the style, you can change the text color, and you can change the border color as well. So match your branding there. Frequently asked questions. This is the same as what we did earlier. I do want to show you something though. I should have mentioned it. If you wanted to just copy and paste the other one, if you go over to this icon here and you just right click on it, then you could put copy, and then you can actually go into the other page and just put paste, and it will actually paste that whole frequently asked questions. And then if you wanted to style it differently on this page, you could, but that way you don't have to go in and actually type everything out multiple times. Okay, and that new page is going to just be blank because we just made that page up, so it's not really part of this template. So yeah, that's about everything. So as long as you're pressing update, it'll make all those changes live. When you're ready to fully go live, there's going to be another video on how to do this, but when you go to the dashboard and you go to your account page within the dashboard, so this is all going to be it's going to be live. It's just going to be that your domain is going to be, the URL is going to be HTTPS, and then whatever you put in here. So if you put like johndoe.moneycoachsites.com. So to get rid of the moneycoachsites.com, what you'll need to do is come in here to account. This is like probably the only technical thing that you'll have to do, and really you don't even have to do it because you could have the domain registrar do it for you. But and then what you're going to do is you're going to first go to your domain registrar. So wherever you bought your domain, whether it be GoDaddy or Namecheap or somewhere else, go into that into your dashboard or your login or whatever, and point an A record to the following IP address. So you'll have to copy and paste this IP address and then go in there and point an A record to the following IP address from that website. So what you'll do is you'll go into the DNS editor of that. There'll be something like a tab for like manage DNS or make DNS changes or something like that. DNS zone editor is one of them. So if you feel good doing that, you can go in there yourself. I'm going to create a video. I'm not doing it. I haven't done it yet, but I will create a video outlining how to do this. And it's not that hard. But the other thing you can do is simply log in and reach out to the support team of the domain registrar and just ask them, say, hey, would you be able to point an A record to the following IP address for this domain for me? and then give them all that information, and they should be able to do it for you. Most of them will happily do that. The other thing that you should do is create a CNAME record on your domain pointing to our domain, which is moneycoachsites.com. And this is an important step, especially if you could ask the domain registrar support team to do it for you, because if you do that, then if this IP address ever changes, which it can, your website won't go down for any amount of time because it will also change over. So it's a really good idea to do that. You should be safe. I'll be able to get out a message to everybody if the IP address changes, but to be extra secure automatically, go ahead and point a CNAME record. So that's, I think, just about everything. So if you wanted to view the site after that, then you just go to visit site. Oh, so after you've pointed those records, sorry, then come in here and type whatever your record is, johndoe.com, and then put set custom domain, and then it will change this entire thing to be yourdomain.com. And it usually happens pretty fast. If there's any troubles with it, then reach out to me and we'll see. But the DNS zone changes can take up to 24 hours to propagate across the internet. So it may be longer than for some people than it is for others, but usually it's a pretty fast process. Yeah, I think that's just about it. So if you have any questions, if that didn't cover everything for you, aside from the contact forms, which I'm going to go over in a separate video, then please do reach out to me, and especially use that fast start video conference call to your advantage. So talk soon.